Tonight, we've gathered here to celebrate the life of our dear friend, Taylor Hawkins.
McCartney, the new owners of Wrexham AFC.
A big cheer for Liz Truss as Prime Minister. A few moments ago, Buckingham Palace announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. The Palace has just issued this statement. It says the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon.
God save the King! God save the King! God save the King! On 1, 2, 3. Hi! Right, so, a lot has happened this week.
But we were going to do this anyway.
We were going to we were just going to talk about the tribute to
Taylor
Hawkins. And we were going to talk about the concert that happened in London at Wembley, which was the tribute show.
Which we were very fortunate to attend.
Fortunate is the word.
It was a privilege and an honour.
It was
and
really
the best
good.
night of my life, and I've still not come down.
And the other event, Long Live the King, I think is the phrase.
Thank you, Queen Elizabeth II, for your service. You are all we've ever known.
That's the thing.
You have been an incredible leader,
like
an example. She was.
And
it does feel a bit like the loss. Like you don't care. You're made of stone.
No, let's not say I don't care. I care, but I struggle with this sort of stuff because I have to. I have to be able to keep a wraps on it because otherwise it runs away with me a little bit. And I think it's teetered too much the other way now where nothing gets in.
That's why your eyes are fucked, because you don't cry.
Yeah, I haven't cried in so long my eyes have fucked themselves.
The doctor literally said, your tears are bad.
My tears are bad, my tear ducts are dry.
You have bad tears.
Bad tears, man. Anyway, something about Queen Liz.
Do you know, I was on a roll then.
You were on a
paying
roll.
Tribute.
I had my hand on my heart. That's the right side. I had my hand on my heart. I was like, yeah, you go, girl.
Yeah. So that was a kicker this week.
Well, yesterday. When we record this, it was yesterday.
Yeah, just over 24 hours now since we found out.
And a lot has happened. We have a king now. I've heard the national anthem sung correctly with God Save the King once, which is weird. It just doesn't have the same ring to it because it's not been sung in our lifetimes ever.
It will have a ring to it. It's just it doesn't for us because it doesn't. We've never known any difference. So it's not that it doesn't make sense.
Oh no, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense.
No,
I'm saying God Save Our Gracious Queen was it was the national anthem, and now it's not.
Yeah, because now it's God Save the King. God Save Our Gracious King.
Who, to be honest with you, I didn't think was ever going to be king. I didn't. She was just banging the ears out, you know. Yeah. It's just that picture we saw on Tuesday when
Liz Truss came in. See, that's another thing that's happened this week.
Yeah, we've got a new Prime Minister.
Taylor Hawkins, Truss,
Queen.
Yeah.
She couldn't take it anymore, could she? It's just that picture I saw on Tuesday when she was it Tuesday?
It was Tuesday when she went to Balmoral.
It just gave me vibes of when I saw my great-gran and she died a few days later, that sort of thing. It just rang a bit true.
It's when she came out to the, when we had the Jubilee, and she came out in the green coat.
Oh, that
and
green
she
coat.
stood on the balcony.
Yeah.
And you were just like, so it's been a year since Philip died, and she's clearly heartbroken, but she was out.
It was that picture of her sitting by herself.
Oh, at his funeral, that was awful.
And that bit that
awful.
you keep constantly point out to me when she was walking with the bishop. And she
turns
turns around to look for him and he's not there.
Two steps behind him, and he's usually there when they walk in St. George's.
2 steps behind her. You said him.
I meant to say he was 2 steps behind her, that's what I meant.
I know, I've just been pedantic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's...
I'm sad. And yesterday when they announced it, my mum rang me and then just said...
God.
Because I'd been...
Your mum thinks she's a member of the Royal Court sometimes.
My mum is a royalist, and I think we will all be in London for King Charles's official coronation.
Even if I wasn't a royalist, I think I'd go just because it's something that I'm only going to see once, and then it's going to pass to William, who's going to be... I don't know, how old is he now?
He's 40.
So he's going to be, 65 when he gets... And then it's going to pass to...
George,
thank you. Who will probably be in his mid-20s.
So
Actually, how old is George now? I don't care.
So I believe from what I've read today, the heirs have changed and the titles have changed.
Is this because
and
Harry or
no? So because Queen Elizabeth has died, Charles becomes king. Then William becomes
the Prince of Wales?
only by gift of the monarch.
Is
So
it gift? I thought he inherited the title. Due to
No.
possession.
He inherited Cornwall. He inherited the Duchy of Cornwall.
Something about Scotland.
Yeah, he gets all the Scottish titles, and he gets the Duchy of Cornwall. But
King
becoming Prince of Wales is a gift from the monarch. So we've now got the Prince and Princess of Wales. So we've got a new Princess of Wales, which is really nice.
But
yeah, it's been a week. It's been a hell of a week.
It's been an odd week. I know Tyler Hawkins died ages ago.
Taylor.
I know. I don't know why I keep saying Tyler. It's not even the same spelling. But yeah, it's been. Was it May?
March. End of March.
I wasn't even close. That was a shock. To move on to the other thing, right?
I can't believe we're doing this recording just about people dying.
We're not. We're going to be talking about Wrexham soon, you know.
Okay. Yes, I mean, to put that concert on Saturday, because we didn't know until June that was happening, that the concert was happening. So for him to die in March, the concert to be announced in June, and then from June to September, so that's
technically they never called the concert off.
3 months to they cancelled all the Foo Fighters tours, but the Taylor Hawkins tribute thing.
Dates. Didn't?
No.
Didn't it take the same date?
No. Because we were supposed to see the Foo Fighters on the 25th of June in Manchester. And
we were in Manchester. We were
supposed to go to Manchester and we never went. So the fact that they did it in June, we're going to do these 2 tribute concerts. This is who we've got so far. We might chuck a few more people in. Let's talk about who
they might chuck a few more people in.
I mean, let's talk about who they chucked in later.
Do you want me to get the list of people who turned up so we don't miss anyone?
Do you just want to get the video and the soundbite of me screaming at Sam Ryder?
Let me see if I can find the Sam Ryder thing. I don't know if I caught it because
you did.
Did I? Okay.
I don't know if you've got that, but you have got Sam Ryder hitting a high note in Somebody to Love and me going,
Do you know where
Sam!
it is? Do you know where it is?
No, but I've got it.
You've got it.
I sent it to myself because
oh yeah. Right, so let me see if
it's an iconic moment.
Is it this one?
Is he?
Sam!
You miss it, I shout, "We love you, Sam." Listen.
We all sounded so hoarse at the end of that. It was a great show. The only problem was that weekend we weren't there for 2 nights. We were just there for the one.
So
meant that we got up at what time in the morning?
We were up at 6 a.m. We were picked up at 7 to be at the coach station.
Not a train.
The coach station. The coach was supposed to come at 8:10. It was late, and then we got to London, and it was just taking.
London, it got to.
We got to 1:10.
1:10.
We were supposed to get in at 12:10, but it was 1:10 by the time we got off in Victoria. And then we got on the tube. We got on the tube because it was the quickest way. Like, should we get a cab or should we just get the tube? So we got the tube and we got off, and then we walked and we went to the wrong hotel.
We didn't just walk. We went, where's our hotel? We saw the first hotel we saw. It's got to be that one.
The thing
went to the bar.
Yeah.
Then we found out it was the wrong place.
And it says the 6-minute walk from the tube station to the hotel. So it was a Holiday Inn. Other hotels are available.
Good save.
And so it was a Holiday Inn, and we got off the tube and we went to the reception. So the lads went to the bar. Me and my sister
while
checked
you were in the queue.
And she went, "You're at the wrong hotel." So this week,
me
down your
and
pint.
Alex were just sat there.
Down your pint. We're off. Literally.
Yeah. And you left your jacket.
Which I sent you back for.
No, you didn't send it back for. You were like, fuck it. Fuck the jacket.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want the jacket. I don't want the jacket. I'm not going to need it.
But I went back for it anyway because I'm a nice human who knows that...
Chivalry is not dead, ladies and gentlemen.
I also know that if I hadn't have gone back for the jacket, the day after, you'd be like, where's my fucking jacket?
Well, the jacket has made it back home. It's on now.
Well, the other thing I noticed about London when we were on the coach, or me and Alex were on the coach, really good for Pokemon Go. Everything's a Pokestop. The only thing about it is lots of rat attacks.
Lots
I wonder
of
why.
Lots of rats.
Just lots of rats.
There's a rat in my kitchen.
So we got there at what time? Just gone 1.
It's about 1:10.
Then we got to the hotel.
Wrong hotel. Then we
Wrong
got to the
hotel.
right hotel, and
Which was right next
we were
to the which embassy was it? Right next to
Algerian embassy.
It was dead next to the Algerian embassy, which, by the way, looks a little bit like a motel. What
So
did
yeah,
I just
we-
say? I was something about it
we-
looking like a travel lodge.
A motel.
Yeah, that's the one.
You just said a travel lodge. Other hotel chains are available. So yeah, we did. When we checked in, we were advised that the best way to get there is the tube or the bus. Now the bus had left. The tube meant us going back into central London and swapping lines. So
And who had lost his ticket?
oh yes,
One of our party had decided.
Ladder had lost his ticket.
Yeah.
So
Oh, he'll be on this at some point, I'm sure, but God knows when.
So the best thing to do then was to get an Uber, which we were then advised don't book an Uber because no Ubers are going anywhere near
At
Wembley
which point we
Stadium.
saw like 3 Ubers pass
So
anyway.
I'm like, download the app. This is fun. I've never done an Uber before. Downloaded it. Get to the hotel. Get up to the room. Guys, you've got 3 minutes. The Uber is coming in 3 minutes.
I was halfway through.
What were you
lovely-
doing?
Having a shit.
What were you doing?
It's all right.
You had
'cause-
some lovely coaching from Ladder.
Oh yeah,
didn't
I kept
you?
on opening the door, screaming "hurry up" and shutting it again.
Yeah, because it was like, we're going without you.
I'd have had to walk.
We're going to go and stand in the merchandise queue without you.
Oh yeah, because that merchandise queue resulted in what? 2 t-shirts been bought.
One t-shirt. I got one t-shirt.
All 4 of us stood in that queue for about 45 minutes.
Do you know why? Because we all wanted a sweatshirt and they'd sold out.
I want a hoodie, but it was 150 quid.
The hoodie was 150 quid.
And one of my rituals at Foo Fighters concerts has been I've bought a hoodie at every single one I've gone to. The only problem was I don't know why the hoodie was so expensive, and I wasn't going to spend 150 quid. It made me sad. The only reason I can think of is it was priced so high, so
Because he
scalpers
could see,
didn't buy it.
because he could see the future and he could see how much
Or
a
they could
round
see
of
me coming.
how much a round of drinks costs.
Oh my god.
We are not knocking
Yes, we
any
are.
of the concert. We
Oh,
are
we're not knocking any of the concert. We're knocking what was on service. There was 3 drinks, and one of them I couldn't find. I think Bulmer's was going round, but for the life.
Bulmer's was not going
What
round.
was it?
Well, I was looking for cider.
There was a cider going round. I'm sorry, it was Bulmer.
Well, I couldn't find it.
No, neither did I, because it was either that. It was Budweiser,
You were on Budweiser, and I ended up drinking fucking Smirnoff Ice, which I've not drank since
which
I
I
was about
swear
18.
was water. Just water.
It weren't water. We are. I felt next day. Like I say, I've not drank it since I was about 18. There's a reason. Yeah, I did feel really rough the next day, to be fair. After having Smirnoff Ice, which, to be fair, we were buying 2 drinks at a time.
Yeah, but how much was a single drink?
In my case, when you added it all up, according to the price board on the stadium, it was 4 drinks at a time. It was so it was. Yes, please. 500 ml of Smirnoff Ice, which was essentially 2 times 250 ml
Yeah,
cans,
it was.
and
Maybe
they
a
just
couple of
poured
pence
and they
difference.
just poured them
No,
into.
let's finish this.
Thank you.
Sorry.
They just poured them into 1 cup, so I was having like 4 cans of Smirnoff Ice at one time on very little food.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had some
Oh,
chicken and chips, didn't we? That
That
were like
chicken and chips was like a little.
I tell you what, but just side note, the Mackies at the end of the night was spot
That
on.
Mackey's was spot on. I was drinking Budweiser, and that was from a can that I swear said not to be sold separately on it, and they were just pouring it into those little cups. And for a lot of people, that's normal. Not for people from the north of England, where we get ripped off via tap.
Oh, I got well, I was there actually. I'd left to go down for a drink. It was my turn
Using
to
your
go
hand
down for a drink.
gestures, yeah.
And I was speaking of the north, so I was at the front, and this guy, I went next, and this guy was still pouring his can, and he went, "Word of advice: get your can from the server and pour it yourself because she's no good." And I was like, "Okay." She's like, "She pours it and leaves about half in can." I said, "Good to know." So I poured your drinks for that round.
Thank you very much. High five.
You're welcome. You got all the cans.
You got all the
both
cans. How did you manage to get hold of it? Don't let me touch it.
And then he was like, "Where have you come from?" I said, "We've come from
Where did
down.
you go?
Where we've come down from Sheffield. Where have you come from?" He went, we've come from Manchester. But we live in Sweden now. But they flew all the way from Sweden to the Taylor Hawkins gig.
Man, they're only doing 2 shows.
Yeah.
So I think there was
somebody there from California
a
at the
lot
Wembley
of people
show.
there who had very, let's just say, like Swedish and Norwegian accents as well. The people in the queue next to us annoyed the tits out of me because one guy just would not shut the fuck up. You know, we're in the
merch queue.
merch queue. You
Oh,
know
there
the
was-
guy I mean.
No, yeah, but he was a Londoner.
Yeah, it was.
Soz.
Oh, we were talking about taxis and
I know.
Ubers and stuff. Bit of a.
So, yeah, we got
an
the-
Uber. We got
we
in
got
the
the
Uber, and the
Uber.
guy was lovely. He just listened to 4 people talk bollocks for half an hour
Yeah.
while not getting in car crash.
And just observe the sheer carnage that is
London driving.
London traffic. Even at certain points, he was doing the intake of breath of.
Bit close. It was that. Was it? It was a beetle, wasn't it? That just cut out and decided
Yeah.
it wanted to think it was try and take on a 4x4.
And then the guy just dropped us off on a side road, and we said thank you very much.
With
and
the angriest woman in a high-vis jacket.
oh,
I've
she wasn't
ever
happy,
seen.
was she?
No.
And he sent us on our way, and we walked up to Wembley, and
Then regretted every financial decision from that until the moment we got home. However, the one thing we did not regret was the concert. The concert was, even though we were in the rafters at the back,
It didn't matter.
It gave us an advantage, which was we got to see everything. I would like to have been closer to actually see the performance because they were quite small, but it means seeing Liam Gallagher up close, so maybe I got away with it. But
oh, he's coming for you now, kid.
but at the back, you get to watch the crowds come in. You get to watch the lights come in. You get to watch the show, but the show is all of it. You get to watch the people jumping up and down
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then I accidentally knee a guy in the back of the head.
You get
Actually,
to...
that guy took a pummeling because you kneed in the back of the head as well, didn't you?
Yeah,
If he ever hears this, we're sorry. We're sorry.
yeah. Yeah, I think it was like you said. We got there, and it was just like you could see it filling up and filling up. And by 4:30, when the countdown was on the 15, it will start in 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, the other countdown on the screen, which is great.
Because it was starting at 4:30 sharp.
Yeah.
And they kept saying, you don't want to miss the start. And all we knew was Liam Gallagher was opening. And actually, when the Foo Fighters came out and stood,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
Everybody went quiet. Though,
No, they didn't.
It was the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and instead of counting down, everybody started doing the ending to
Best of You.
Best of You, which is whoa.
And then before Dave Grohl even
I was
started
hoping you'd
speaking,
join in there. But
before Dave Grohl even started speaking, the crowd started going Taylor,
Taylor,
and they
Taylor.
lift his microphone up to like make sure that he can hear it, which is just like,
it's
it was killer, like gut wrenching.
I actually respected the Foo Fighters way before this kicked in, especially when COVID kicked in. It gave away. Was it COVID that kicked in when he gave away Sonic Highways for free?
He didn't give. No, it wasn't Sonic.
It wasn't Sonic.
It was Saint Cecilia,
Saint
and it was after the Paris,
That's the
the Bataclan.
He gave it away for free, and I don't know anyone else who's ever given something like that out for note. And that's not the only reason, but it's a good proof that as a band they are.
I think we've got to remember now that the Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl, Pat Smear, Nate Mendel, and Chris Shiflett and Rami Jaffe. And Grohl in particular, we all know we're talking about Grohl here, but the rest of them as well. But he is pretty much the last bona fide rock star.
They managed to get.
They got Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson.
I mean,
belt.
I'm not.
You're not an AC/DC fan.
One of the standout moments for me of that concert was Brian Johnson and Lars Ulrich and the Foo Fighters playing Back in Black and Let There Be Rock. And it wasn't...
Let There Be Rock is one of my favourite AC/DC songs of all time.
One of the stand-up, besides of it being like really good...
Oh, it was good. It was very good.
We've been together a long time, and
a decent amount of years.
And AC/DC has always been like in your wheelhouse.
Yes, AC/DC got me into playing the guitar.
But it was seeing you when they were playing Let There Be Rock. You just became so animated, and it was.
Oh yeah, because I stood there like a fucking statue.
No, but you were proper singing. Like, I've got you on video, just living your best life.
Well, wouldn't I?
And
I've got you living your best life. Most of that.
You've got me living my best life. But yeah, so somebody asked me earlier this week what my standout moment was, and I think I had more than 3 standout moments, but there's just certain things.
List them off, see how many you can get.
There's certain things that really stuck out for me. So Brian Johnson and Lars Ulrich was epic. I'm not even a fan of Metallica. I've only been a fan of Metallica since the Eddie Munson.
Oh yeah, because wait, no, the song that would save you was a.
No, the song that saves me from Vecna, according to Spotify, is a Megadeth song. And I don't know who Megadeth are. I've never listened to Megadeth in my life.
Playlist. I'll let you listen.
But Yeah, so Stranger Things kind of like set Metallica in for me because I've kind of listened to a bit more.
Oh yeah, Eddie Mun's. It's
Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets. That is a good song.
It's a good scene. Like, I'd give anything to go back and watch that for the first time again.
You know what? I agree. And he learns it, which is what
it's
makes
when
that
he
scene all the better, because there's behind the scenes footage of him playing the solo.
And there's footage of him actually meeting Metallica.
Oh, you're kidding.
And he's
I've not seen this.
And he jams with them. Joseph Quinn jams Master of Puppets with Metallica. But yeah, that was a standout for me. And Justin Hawkins came out and sang as well. From
Brian
the
May.
dark.
We're missing some icons who came
No,
out to this.
I've not.
You've not got there yet.
I've not got
You've
there.
not got that far yet.
Got
Oh,
that
sorry.
That's my first standout moment that I always tell people about, because it was the most surprising. And someone asked me earlier this week, what was the most surprising thing that you enjoyed the most? And I said, Brian Johnson and Lars Ulrich and the Foo Fighters playing AC/DC was the best. Yeah. It was so good.
Second one.
I really liked Josh Homme, Nile Rodgers, and Chris Chaney, and was it Josh? I can't remember who was on the drums at this point when they played Let's Dance.
Do you know what? He sounded
sounds
so
like Bowie.
much. It was just.
And some
so
people
Bowie.
gave him some right stick for his performances, but
I don't know why.
But you know, and
I'm actually going to name. I think I can name. It was, which newspaper was it now? Was it the Mail? No, it was. Was it the Daily Mail?
Basically, any newspaper that reviewed that concert needs their head checking, because
we read
it wasn't
several reviews from.
What are you going to give 5 stars to the Queen's funeral? What are you going to do? Reviewing is not an option for this. It was a tribute concert. Reviewing it wasn't a case. We're not reviewing it. We're giving our
the thing is
experience of it.
That stadium wasn't filled with people wanting to sit down. And I think the people who reviewed this show the people who reviewed it officially, not like bloggers and vloggers and joggers and that sort of stuff. And us.
Satin joggers.
Yeah. the people who did official blogs in newspapers and stuff like that wanted to sit down and watch a performance. And I don't think this was not a performance.
You were at the wrong gig, because this was...
You were either stood up and enjoying that bit, or you were getting drinks. That's how it worked. And every moment of it, except for Kesha, was worth it. Me and Alex missed nothing when we were at the bar.
I just found it really strange, because for me...
Me and Alex thought it was one of those... been a recording playing.
No, the thing is, me and Hannah know Kesha for Wake Up in the Morning Feeling Like P. Diddy.
I know that from Glee.
That's what we know Kesha as. She came out like a rock siren singing T-Rex Children of the Revolution, chucking herself around on the floor, kneeling, screaming.
Wait. Children of the Revolution.
She sang Children of
the Revolution. How is that something you scream? That song was...
It was in the middle. T-Rex? She was like growling, but it was like we didn't know she could sing like that.
Maybe the wrong song for that style.
I'd say stand out, but I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, let's face it, I don't feel like I've missed anything, because I could hear it. I could hear it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just something been played so adverts can play in America, because that's what will have been happening.
But yeah, no, I don't know how I feel about it. I was like, I didn't know she could sing like that.
Yeah, surprised by a lot of people though. I mean,
but when it said Kesha was on the lineup, I was like, well, what is she gonna do? And then she came, and then she
Kesha,
went
in the lineup. Kesha is the most individual one there, as in she is not known for rock, roll.
No.
She's not known for drum solos. She's not known. I'm going to call her a modern artist, as in her music is very... I'm saying this as somebody who inside is a 70s rocker. Simple. It requires a looped vocal sound, a limited backing, and every now and then they'll hit a high note.
But she had...
And it's usually about getting drunk, falling in love, having a one-night stand. Every now and then a boyfriend breaks up with an travesty. She's sad sometimes.
But there was none of that. She was like...
But you know what I mean? As in, that's
genre.
She's pop.
Yeah.
Pop, I think.
But
This was a rock show.
It was a surprise, but I don't... And this is because it was a good performance, but for me, I'm like, I don't know if I enjoyed it or not. I don't know if I was like, I want Kesha in the pop box with the TikTok and the Pitbull, Timber. I don't know if I want her in
Fucking
that
Pitbull
box.
with his
I don't want
7
to. I
Spanish
tell you what,
words.
though, she walked out and I was like, "Go on, girl," because their outfit was fierce.
Is Simon Pegg secretly Pitbull?
No,
Sorry, that was...
no, John Travolta is secretly. Pitbull.
Ah, that's the one.
Yeah, how'd you get Simon Pegg and John Travolta mixed up? Fucking hell. Anyway, moving on. Right, standout moments. Go on,
You've only listed 2 so far because I keep on interrupting.
No, well,
The
I've
last
told-
one.
The last one was one that just sort of came up. No, that's not. That wasn't one of my 3. I'm not stopping at 3.
Okay, list one more randomly.
No, tell me one of yours.
Okay, so from the moment we got there to the show started, I'm going to give all credit to the crowd.
Okay.
This is a standout moment for me because they were on point at all times with all the people, with all the audience, all the performers, that's the word. They sang along, they danced, everybody got involved, and it's at the end when it comes to those iconic moments that happen at most Foo Fighters concerts where the audience carries the solos, carries the vocal range, like at a Queen concert for Live Aid. You know that
Yeah.
Maybe not to the same extent, but they carried that whoa, whoa, way longer than it needed to. And all Grohl and the rest of the band had to do was sit there and hold a few open chords and let the feedback fill that note. And he could have held that for hours. And the crowd would have carried it on going, and it would not have lost any momentum. In fact, it might have even gained some.
I think the whole...
Hey, I haven't finished. I only said one so far. Go on, you go on.
I was just on that, and it was something I was going to say.
By the way, that's the campest hand action I've ever done.
No, and you've done camper. I think the whole night was like incredibly, what's the word, cathartic for people. So people that were...
I don't know if the Pope will agree with that.
So it was just, I think, fans of music, fans of rock music, fans of Taylor Hawkins, because I felt particularly like he died and that was it. And how are they going to mark it? Because nobody had heard of anything like a funeral or a burial. Nobody's heard of anything. But then for us, for fans, and for me as a massive Foo Fighters fan and someone who got Foo Fighters played in a church on a wedding, which I am
the name of the song?
Congregation, of course.
Bloody good song.
For us to be able to like go and be with other people that felt kind of the same. This all sounds really corny, but it's so true. Be with people that were like feeling the same, like that needed to have...
Some people were there just for music. Some people were there to just see a show. But
I was going for the Foo Fighters.
Nobody else was going to see.
I went for the Foo Fighters and saw everything else. Like I was going for... Please welcome to the stage, Liam Gallagher. Liam Gallagher's going to come and sing These Days with Foo Fighters, and then he's going to fuck off.
Wearing a very long coat.
By the way, Liam Gallagher, credit to Liam Gallagher, because at 4:30 he was straight on that stage singing with Foo Fighters. He got on a plane and did a festival in Spain at 8 o'clock that night. So...
Yeah, but it only takes 2 hours to get there. We spent longer on a fucking coach.
It's not the point. It's like, go on, Liam Gallagher.
We spent longer on a coach.
He chucked his maracas and fucked off.
Chucked his maracas, his fucking Mac.
I mean, that Mac is...
You're right.
You're right, kid.
You stick the hat on, you become him yourself.
It's why I didn't take my bucket hat, because I knew I'd get absolutely fucking ripped. Like, I'm not watching Liam Gallagher with a bucket hat on. Do one. Like, I am not standing with you three. It were like therapy.
Yeah.
Getting to dance to his songs, like even though he wasn't there.
He did an Oasis song, which was bold.
Yeah, but there were 2 Oasis songs, like Rock and Roll Star, which Taylor Hawkins ultimately was, and Live Forever, which was.
I think the title
that was a nice tribute.
Yeah. It was, and another standout moment came near the end for me, which has turned into a meme. I wish somebody would look at me the same way Dave Grohl looks at Shane Hawkins. I honestly look up that phrase or that picture or Dave Grohl.
Just the moment.
It's a picture of a man who could not be prouder of somebody who he's known for their whole life do a thing. And his daughter sings in the show, by the way. His daughter sings
And she
two
sings-
songs, and
she
she
sings
has
a lot,
got
and
an
she's
incredible
beautiful.
voice.
Beautiful voice.
And it's that thing of, but they don't have any pictures of him watching her, because I think he's backstage or to the side of the stage.
No, he's drumming.
That's the one.
He's drumming when she does the Jeff Buckley tribute, and he's drumming.
It's a good Jeff
And then when she's singing with Mark Ronson, when she's singing Valerie, which was a beautiful rendition. But at that point, Dave Grohl was sat with his other children and Shane Hawkins and Pat Smear. They're sat on the end of the stage with their feet hanging off the end of the stage.
Oh, I love the fact that they were at the
And
side of the stage.
they
and
just
could
sat
actually
and
see him.
watched, and it was just nice.
And you can see it on his face. He's got his guitar, and they're playing My Hero. It's My Hero. I'm sure it's My Hero.
He is my hero.
And he goes for this drum solo, planned or not. It was fantastic. And one of the camera angles, just one, is a top-down view, which is pretty typical for a drummer, to see him top-down. And if you didn't know it was Shane, from top-down, you could have sworn it was Taylor.
Are you thinking the physical looks? Because
Or the way that they
or
drum.
the way that they drum?
I'm
Because
going to say physical looks, definitely, because obviously the family relation and the hair.
no, but Rufus Taylor looks like is Roger Taylor.
Face-wise, yeah. But
No. Rufus Taylor has the blonde hair, the tank top, the beard, looks like Taylor Hawkins, and that's his godson. But Shane Hawkins,
has the hair.
he's got dark hair though.
He had dark streaks.
Your stand-up moment was Dave Grohl looking at him.
I know, but he's a good drummer. And it is that moment when you're just watching a man be proud of somebody,
Yeah.
and be proud of somebody on a stage. I don't think he's ever been on before.
No.
Same for his daughter, who he probably looked at differently, not because obviously he was drumming at the time or off stage. He must have been so... Those moments when you just watch a man be proud.
Yeah.
It was a perfect
That's
shot as well,
amazing.
yeah.
But another standout moment of Saturday night was Shane Hawkins getting up on the drums and doing My Hero. Because I was like, number one, it's his son. Number two, it's the song. Number three, he fucking killed it.
When he went into that
nailed
solo,
it. And then he soloed at the end. The solo was just like Taylor had just sort of come down. I stood right next to him telling him exactly what to do, and then like fucked off back up again. And Taylor was there. Like just somewhere. It was
It was good.
It was
great.
so good.
That moment, that bit. My Hero is one of my favourite Foo Fighters songs, next to The Pretender, and
All the epic ones that they played the other night.
Congregation should be on my top ones, but it ain't. It's just a really good. It just worked at the wedding. Oh shit! We're gonna have an argument after this.
Insert a shady rattlesnake noise.
I wasn't saying it's not a good song. That's not what I was saying. Anyway,
He's scared now.
I am scared. There's gonna be an argument after this.
He's hiding under the table.
And then the third moment has to be just.
Are we only going for three? I've got more than three.
I've got more than three, but I'm picking and choosing,
Okay.
and they're out of order. So yeah, was seeing one of my icons. I've always looked up to like band like Queen and AC/DC for originality, for their creativity, for their impact on music as a thing. And two of their main guys were there. Yes, one of the Van Halens was there as well. It was Wolfgang Van Halen. And I'm not going to say he was overshadowed by the other two, but they brought him on early because Wolfgang Van Halen isn't the main Van Halen. The main Van Halen is Eddie Van Halen.
And he's dead.
And he's not doing very much at the moment. Or from now on until the near future.
He passed away a while
He
ago.
died. But he was a fucking fantastic guitarist, just to get that across the point. And he also did some good songs, or played in some good songs, and did some good solos. But those two people turned up, and you know when you can text people deliberately to make them jealous? I got that opportunity. Yes, one of the Beatles turned up, but I don't care about that particular Beatle. Scandal as it may be. I mean, I get to say I've seen one live now.
I mean...
He turns up with that stupid guitar.
Now then.
Says some words.
Now then. It wasn't something that was on my bucket list, but I can say
That you've done it now.
that I have seen Paul McCartney play live. I've seen a Beatle, okay? I would have liked to have seen a Beatle at Wembley play Hey Jude.
Yeah, but those weren't the good songs.
I would have liked to have seen
It all went south when they
Strawberry
came back from
Fields.
India.
I would have liked to have seen Penny Lane. I would have liked to have seen...
Strawberry Fields was after they came back from India.
I don't care when they came out from
Sergeant
India.
Pepper.
I'm thinking of the songs that I really like of the Beatles.
Sergeant Pepper was a
Hey
good song.
Jude, Hey Jude, and Penny Lane.
This is one where
my
they throw
favourite.
shit at the piano right at the beginning.
Well,
Or they play the French national anthem,
I mean, he
which was
played
your...
he
Which
played-
was a revelation to you the other day.
He played a riotous version of Helter Skelter,
Yeah.
and then he did a duet with Chrissy Hind, who, again, she's one of those. She was like an underrated. I feel like she was underrated throughout the night, but actually, she came out. And she was just cool. Like Chrissy Hind was just cool.
Is that the one that was in Friends?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Stephanie knows all the codes. Because I told you that on
You did.
Friday night. I was like, that's Stephanie
Also,
Schiffer.
also, me and Alex got the Pretenders mixed up with a particular band, and we were like, "This isn't Walk 1,000."
This isn't Walk 5,000 Miles. It's like, it's the Pretenders, not the fucking Proclaimers, you twat.
She's not a Scottish ginger man.
Nope.
Where's the twin?
Da, 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 da.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah,
were sat there-
Paul McCartney. Some people were moved. He's
I
a
can
good,
understand
he's
why
a,
he was
he's
there.
a good friend of Dave Grohl. I
wasn't.
totally get it.
It was more a friend. It was who the friends of Taylor. It was more who knew him and who he'd had an impact on.
you know-
Again, I didn't see Kesha coming up in that list.
Do you know what I
really
did?
but-
Do you know what I did like?
Go on.
When Stuart Copeland of the Police came out and drummed, and they sang every little thing she does is magic, and the lead singer of Supergrass came out and sang it.
Sang it.
Sang it.
No, finish your wine yet.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
It stressed me out.
and
I'm
the crowd
surprised how
that
good
were-
Supergrass were.
And the crowd that were going, EO, EO,
Yeah.
EO. And like Stuart Copeland was brilliant as well. Like really, that was good. That was a good one.
Yeah, I didn't. It was when they started singing like "We got to nice and clean."
I was in the bar by that point and I was fuming.
Yeah, we know. We were texting you.
I could hear it. You didn't need to text me. I knew what we're on.
It was good. It was
fuming.
like I said. Being sat at the back has its benefits because you get to watch everybody else going fucking mental. And surprisingly, the crowd went more mental than you would think they would over a song which is 35 years old.
No, it didn't.
89?
97.
Was it 97? Shit, I thought it was older than that. Mind you, 89 would only make it 33. So my maths was off there as well.
Yeah. I've got to talk about my other stand-up moment, and please don't interrupt me during this.
I'm going to try not to.
Please don't. So,
Was it when you bought your t-shirt?
no. So, I'm biting my nails because I'm like that. Like. So, Queen came out, and they sang 3 songs. And they started singing Under Pressure with Luke Spiller. And, was it Luke Spiller? Was it Luke Spiller or Justin Hawkins?
I'm not allowed to
I
talk right
can't.
now.
You're allowed to help me out with stuff. And Under Pressure was the last. So the last time we went to see the Foo Fighters, Under Pressure was the song that Taylor Hawkins came from behind the drum kit down to the front and sang.
He sang it the first time I went to see him as
He
well.
did, and then we've seen other videos of him singing Somebody to Love. I think at Glastonbury he might have sang Somebody to Love. We sat at home and watched Foo Fighters at Glastonbury.
When he came on with...
Rick Astley,
Thank you.
who was in the crowd, by the way.
Was he?
He was at Wembley.
I did not know
I
that.
saw his tweet. It was just epic. So yeah, I was crying at not somebody's love, Under Pressure. There's a video of me just
If
like
you can't cry at somebody to love, who can?
no. So I was crying at Under Pressure, and people were laughing because like, why is she crying at Under Pressure? It's like because that's the last song that I saw Taylor Hawkins sing live. And then Dave Grohl said, "Right, we've got a guest vocalist." Let me tell you, I'm welling up now because I'm that just done by it. So Dave Grohl said, "We've got a vocalist come out. This was Roger Taylor. This is Roger Taylor's idea to come out and do this next song, and it's a very gifted vocalist." And we were all thinking like Adam Lambert, who sings with Queen.
Is the Queen
We were
singer.
thinking like Adam Lambert, he's going to come out and stuff. And he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sam Ryder." Well, I am a massive fan of. Oh. I'm a massive-
however, don't give a shit.
Yes, I am a huge Eurovision fan.
No, really?
I make no apologies for it. So before they announced the 7 shortlisted cities for Eurovision,
Oh, you
myself and my sister have booked
Was it 22 cities in total?
22 cities across both weekends in May that the contest will possibly be held.
Yeah.
And then we've had to like go on booking.com and go, right, cancel Cardiff, right, cancel this one, right, cancel this one, because they're not in the 7. So in the 7.
What is
The boys.
Is it the boys? It is the boys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They're not in the 7. So whoever Homelander will be decided in autumn. And
I like that reference. Well done.
so
Well done.
Homelander has got to be Sheffield.
I'm hoping Glasgow wins because I'd like to go somewhere nice.
Anyway, so Sam Ryder comes out.
Everybody
I'm
loses their
screaming.
shit, yeah.
Not everybody's losing their shit. I'm losing my shit on behalf of all 90,000
Everyone else.
people in Wembley.
Yeah.
Because I'm there screaming.
Oh yeah, it was 90,000. It was full capacity
It's
technically.
like, we love you, Sam. Like, love him. Love him dearly.
To be honest, I liked Ukraine's performance. I really did.
It was good, but...
I didn't think it was better than ours. I really didn't. And to say I was just saying that I don't care for Eurovision.
Well, we were winning based on jury votes, which is the one that kind of like... But it's the public one that meant that Ukraine won. And rightly so. We knew it was going to be
They
the
deserve
case.
every piece of support they get.
But the fact that it was the UK that came second, I mean, if we'd have come about 10th, it wouldn't
If
have
we'd
been
come where
so
we should
bitter.
have come, which
But
was
the-
stone dead fucking last.
No.
No.
It was so good. It was such a good song.
You know what I mean? Our usual position then. We had it reserved for us and everything. There was a
know.
taxi outside.
Yeah, to see him come out and for what he's done for Eurovision, what he's done for the UK on Eurovision scene, and then what he's done since, and like what he was doing what he was doing during lockdown on TikTok and stuff was
Singing in the shed.
I know, but he's just so good. So when he came out, I was just like, no way, no way. And my sister was crying, I was screaming, and he sang "Somebody to Love," and he sang it, and it was like you said, the crowd that like sort of gave it back. There's a video, so somebody from Sam's social media team are like filming him from behind.
Social media team.
Well, he's got somebody filming that. He was like, hold my phone, and he ran out on stage.
Right.
And it said something like, when the Wembley crowd understands the assignment, and it's somebody to love, and everybody's just singing back at him, and it didn't feel us and them at the concert last Saturday. It felt very much like we were all in it together in a way. Sounds really cheesy, but it's true.
Yeah, it wasn't your standard concert.
No.
I can see
And then
that safely.
the Foo Fighters were epic.
And they finished it off in the usual massively amazing fashion.
No, it was Everlong. It was Dave Grohl singing.
Pretender is not a massively...
No, but he sang Everlong at the end on his own, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which was a perfect way to finish it all.
And he couldn't even sing
But-
it.
No, it was Times Like These he
Times
couldn't
Like
sing.
These he couldn't
Oh, that
Times
was...
Like These is a beautiful song, though.
It's the fact that he couldn't... He just had to stop, didn't he? And I think we were all just feeling it, and we were all just willing him on, and we were just like, come on, Dave, you've got this.
I know it's been a few months, and some people get over it, but when you're doing events like that, it comes back.
The thing is, he's got to do it all again in a few weeks. And
It'd be a different show then, though. Maybe there's a reason they did it in the UK first.
well,
Different crowds expect different things. I think in the UK we accept that sort of thing a bit more, whereas in America they prefer a show.
I mean, we don't know.
He can show emotion at the show if he wants to, and when he can, which is great. But I think in the UK we accept that a little bit better than in America, where when they go to see a show they want to be entertained instead of watch a man cry,
Yeah.
which is dumbing it down to its barest element.
So
But I'm stereotyping there, but that's what I imagine. It's why Gordon Ramsay's so successful over there, because he is a spectacle.
But when Dave Grohl started crying, I was crying.
It's
at
when
that
everybody
point.
got on stage at the end. It was like,
Look how many people like go down the line, like
yeah, how many legends and how many stars are in that, and it wasn't just one of those ones where they'd gone to do a tribute for money or anything like that. It's because he knew them.
He knew them. They were his friends. He was inspired by them.
He
They were
texted
inspired
them.
by
He
him.
called them. They had
The
conversations.
story of him in the music store with the credit. It was Chad Smith from.
Oh, you
Chili
like
Peppers.
that one?
And it was the one where it was like, have we got a case of credit card
Yeah.
fraud? And it was like, no, Taylor Hawkins has just bought all these drum sets, for all
Did,
these kids
yeah.
that went into play.
The one that I like is the one where it's I can't remember who told it, where they went into the jazz bar.
Dave Chappelle.
Thank you. And he was like that, and he was talking to his son Shane, and he said, "Dad, you can't do that." I went, "Yeah, that's because they're real musicians."
Yeah.
That sort of story. I'm actually looking at it now, Storyteller, which is Dave Grohl's autobiography, which, by the way, it's the most touching autobiography I've ever read. A lot of people have autobiographies that are just written as, now this happened to me, now this happened to me, and I felt a bit like this. This is written, and all the way through it doesn't need it explaining. It's a beautiful book to read. I feel like now, if he'd have waited before releasing it, this would have been the perfect final chapter for it. It feels like it's a chapter short now.
Yeah.
And when you do read it, which, by the way, you can, I've pretty much finished it, yeah, you'll understand what I mean when you get to maybe second to last chapter. But yeah, no, they were our two events. I mean, we've talked more about the show we were at, more than the show that we're observing. Because there's not much we can do with the Queen thing. There's
not much we can do with the Taylor Hawkins thing either. It's been and gone, to be fair.
But we got to be part of that.
We're part of...
No, we're just living that.
I know, but we've...
There's a difference between living and being part of it.
Yeah. It's just sad.
It's not been a great week. Truss's plans are scary and terrible. And her cabinet is scary and terrible. And that's my view on the politics right now, summed up. But the Queen is sad. The King is going to be trial by fire, to be honest with you, because he's coming out at the worst possible time to be new to anything. And
I mean,
it's going to be interesting. But we're moving on to the next bit, which is Wrexham.
And the third part of our
third part of our podcast.
So when we have finished talking about Foo Fighters and Taylor Hawkins and
Which is
the
going to take
Queen,
a hell of a lot of editing, by the way.
on a lighter note,
let's talk about Deadpool buying half of Wrexham, alongside the guy who I think writes for Sunny in Philadelphia.
I'll be honest with you, never heard of the other guy.
Wonderful.
Mark, Ryan, the episode we've just watched.
He keeps on talking about... Anyway.
Ryan, they've not met in person until we've just
then,
seen.
Yeah.
So they've not met in person until the documentary. So
we're 3 episodes in.
Do
you want to say? I'll let you brief it because you give a shit about football.
So it is the story. It's the true underdog story.
We're second in the table at the moment. So
but this was filmed last year. Just remember.
Oh yeah.
So this is end of last season. Wrexham AFC are a English football team.
No, they're not.
They're in the EFL.
They're Welsh.
They are Welsh.
They're not English.
No, but they're in the EFL. It's like Swansea and Cardiff. They're in the English Football League, but they're Welsh teams. Don't get me started. Don't get me.
I'm going to move you closer to the mic so they can hear the stress.
They are
Welsh.
Welsh.
Don't call the Welshmen English, they'll get insulted.
No, I'm not saying that they're English. I'm saying that they are teams that are based in Wales but play under the English Football League, the EFL.
It's genuinely quite scary from this distance.
Do not get me started. Do not challenge me on stuff like this. My Eurovision knowledge, which you found really scary the other week.
You recognise somebody from the back of their fucking head.
Yes. And named like the top 10.
You named everybody inside that scene inside of
Fire Saga.
Fire Saga.
Great film, by the way.
Very good.
Might watch it.
Anyway, back onto Wrexham.
Good old Wrexham. Go on, Wrexham. So, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McClanahan. I can't say. I can't get
Good
forward.
attempt. Great attempt.
Ryan Reynolds and his mate.
Not his mate.
No disrespect. I just can't say your name. They put a bid together to buy Wrexham AFC in North Wales. And it goes through. And we've just got to the stage where they have missed out on the playoffs from the National League. They've missed out by 1 point. So, as a football fan, I know what it's like to miss out on playoffs. As a football fan, I know what it's like to get in the playoffs.
Can I correct you?
And lose.
McClenny.
Okay. I thought it was a bit more...
No, there's just a lot of N's in there.
Okay. So, Rob McClenny and Rob Reynolds. Rob Reynolds. Cool. Try again.
It's all staying in, by the way.
Rob McClenny and Ryan Reynolds by Wrexham, and it's the underdog story.
That's how Rob Reynolds. I nearly said.
That's how Rob Reynolds.
That's how we're gonna call it now.
Basically describes it. So it's the story of getting Wrexham, which are a prominent feature in their town. Like in the league. They
used to have quite a good football rep. They were the championship. They were high championship / low Premiership.
So before all the leagues changed, where it was like Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two. They
and then they just got absolutely mullered, and now they're in what is...
So they're in the National League, which is like the lowest level of professional football in England.
So, like, if you're in the bottom of the professional league, as in Division 3, 2, the Division...
No, you've got Premier League, which is top. Then you've got...
I was just going to talk about wage differences.
Oh,
because they're on like 35. The players at Wrexham are on like the max of 35, where the people in the league above are on like 65 to
but anyway,
100, you know.
It's not just a story of like Ryan Reynolds and Rob McClenney and directors. It's the story of the fans. So like the guy that runs
the painter.
The painter that was just got to know.
Out of the blue for me, because everybody else has just been a diehard football fan, and there he is talking about how he's just split.
He's just talking about life.
And I was sat there going, Faye's gonna cry.
But like when they're sat in the pub and they're playing the game.
Because
they're playing the last game against Dagenham and Redbridge, who've been in the National League at that point for about 13 years. I think one of my first matches that I ever went to was Sheffield Wednesday versus Dagenham and Redbridge. Like they were in.
Stop punching them.
No, they were in our league. They were in the same league as Sheffield Wednesday at one time. I'm not saying Sheffield Wednesday are in a great league by any means, but at one point, Dagenham and Redbridge and Sheffield Wednesday were playing together. So, and Dagenham and Redbridge got relegated, and they've been playing there for 13 years. So, Wrexham play Dagenham, the Daggers win.
No, they don't. They draw.
No, they draw.
But they lose out by 1 point.
1 point and goal difference, so they can't go to the playoffs.
At which point, 11 players and a manager get sacked off. But it's one of those moves where...
But I've been there.
It's not personal, it just needs to happen.
Yeah, it's business. At the end of the day, football is business, and I don't like saying that because I'm a football fan. And clubs should be run by the fans in some capacity. I'm not saying give me all your money. I'm just saying give me some of your money.
Taken into account, because Sheffield Wednesday right now is run by somebody who's trying to rinse you for every penny you've got.
I mean,
because he knows that the diehard fans will pay it.
Yeah.
I think the last football thing I liked was Damned United, which was about Clough, played by the Welshman.
Michael Sheen playing Brian Clough.
And it
brilliant.
was fantastic movie.
Green Street is also a very good football film.
Yeah, but that's not about football. That's about the...
West Ham and Millwall.
The fights. And you wonder why... I want to say Frodo. It's not Frodo.
It is Frodo. It's Elijah Wood.
And you wonder why Frodo doesn't get involved, and he does. And it's good. It's a really good film. But this documentary captivated me because I actually think they're genuine about it. I think Ryan and Rob are genuine about trying to make this team good.
And it's working because, as it stands, Wrexham are currently second in the National League.
They have a better goal difference.
Behind Chesterfield.
They have a better goal difference.
Mm-hmm.
They're down by 1 point.
Is it 1 point?
It's 1 point. And the only thing that separates them is the fact that... Who are they behind?
Chesterfield.
Chesterfield have, I think it's like win, draw, win. Where Wrexham have win, loss, win. You're looking it up now, aren't you?
Yes, as it stands, is Chesterfield have 17 points and Wrexham have 16 points. But yeah, teams like...
Can we talk about the documentary a little bit? Because that's the whole reason I brought it up. I don't need to talk about the teams.
What you've got to remember is the guy that they put in as executive director at Wrexham at the time of them making this documentary is also the producer of the documentary. Ryan Reynolds is the exec producer.
Yes, he is,
so
yeah.
Humphrey, who they send in to be the director of football there, is also...
He just walks in and is like, I'm just here to be the go-between.
Like, I don't know who you are.
And when he leaves, they laugh at him. It's like, yeah, what else are they going to do?
It's like, I'm Humphrey. I don't know who you are. I don't know where I am. I don't know the offside rule.
He just says, I just write script.
Yeah.
That is my
I don't know the offside rule. Silly.
Bye. It's just a case of they needed somebody there to be mediator. And then they hire that woman who's meant to be really smart.
From Burton Albion.
And then they have the CAO of the English Football League for some reason.
Sean Harvey.
Yeah.
Because he's a...
And then that guy from Hull.
Phil Parkinson.
Thank you.
Great manager.
It's a case of, as underdog stories go, I'm comparing it to a film that I've watched called Moneyball.
Yeah.
And that film is just basically, there's a failing team. They hire a guy who does a lot of algorithms and maths and just brings in everybody it needs. And it works. And from the looks of it, these two, they've come in, luckily somehow they've pulled it out and found the right people who are willing to go for it. And it might just work with the way things are looking.
With the way things are going.
They just need to not let in any more goals. How many more games in the season are there?
What, for National League?
Yeah. I want them to go up, purely because I watched the show. Because they were showing a match. They were showing that match which decided if they went up or not.
Okay, so everything's been postponed, obviously, for the next couple of weeks.
Why?
Well, the next couple of days, sorry.
Yeah, for the 10 days.
So, the 13th of September, which is Tuesday, will be match day 9 of 46. And that is Tuesday, the 13th of September.
Which gives them a really good start. So, it's a case of, I want it to work.
Yeah, matches played 7. They've got 46 in total.
Oh, we're going to follow this religiously, aren't we? Just through that.
The Vanarama National League.
I want it to work. I do. I seriously do, because everybody loves an underdog story. Everybody loves one. And nobody can say, yeah, I want the winner to win. You don't go to a fight or a boxing match and go, well, he's going to win. You say, but what happens if the underdog comes out and pulls it out of the bag? You know? What happens if Ron Weasley can take on Mike Tyson? He can't, but that would be
epic.
Ron Weasley! Buff. Dead. But yeah, that's been our week. It's been a nice week. It's had a lot in it.
It's been an interesting week.
It's been a hell of a week.
Yeah, what a way to start the new academic year, the new school year. Taylor Hawkins' Trib.
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 Damn it, kids.
Liz Truss.
Yeah, the Queen thing is probably something that we'll come back to. The King thing is the coronation. I think the next thing we're going to do is probably the coronation.
I think we'll just see what happens next week.
Well, at this rate, there'll be something to fuck about. I mean, North Korea have declared themselves a nuclear superpower, so...
Great. So, yeah.
Oh, when the guinea pigs has fallen asleep. Frankie! We've got guinea pigs. And from here we can see one of them, and he's proper out of it.
No, he's not. He's here.
Oh, he's up.
He's like, no, I'm not.
I've had me 4 hours. Go away.
I've had my 4 seconds.
It's a bit like out of Elf.
It's like, great. Got a full 30 minutes. And then we get up and live on sugar and carbs.
And snuggles, apparently.
You had a whole roll of total blah, blah, blah.
Okay, well done.
I've got the consonants mixed up.
You've got your letters, words, and syllables mixed up.
Just got the language mixed up. I should just shut up.
Don't do that. This is an audio-based production.
Oh, yeah. Mime.
For the whole thing. She's signalling that she wants toast.
Her notepad says...
Her notepad says what? I'm curious.
I don't know. I'll
Great.
have to think of something humorous for next time. So
Hilarious. I'll put the sarcastic laughing in here. I wasn't laughing, I was clapping. I know. It's got to that stage of the night, hasn't it?
it's got to the stage of the night where we're going to watch a little bit more of the
we'll finish off the episode we've got.
News coverage
and bed.
Yeah. And then we'll...
There's going to be so many tribute shows.
So,
we're going to be like, yeah, we've seen this in black and white. We've also seen it in colour.
So basically...
I wonder how many times we're going to show the congregation. Coronation.
So basically, rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. Thank you for your service. God save the King. And up the Wrexham.
Don't know quite how to sign these things off. We don't have any, outro
Well,
music.
I thought I was doing it when I said, rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, is that your outro?
That's me trying to... That's me trying to wrap it up.
Sorry.
Do you want me to do it again?
Yeah, go on then.
So it's been a week.
It's been a week.
So we've gone back to school and we've had a new Prime Minister. We've got a new monarch. In summary, thank you, Taylor Hawkins. Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth II. Thank you for your service. Go and be with Philip. God save the King. And come on, Wrexham!
Wrexham. Again, not very well formatted, not very well structured, but I think a good chat sometimes is what you need. So I'm going to call it as well. So hope you had fun, and let's see what we talk about in this next episode. All right, bye.